And we're back. So the first book that I'm basically going to show you that kind of came out of that deep storage, or whatever you want to call it, the holding box, is basically a book that actually wasn't even going for anything a little while ago, and then all of a sudden it kind of re-peaked, and now you can see it on eBay here and there for $10 or $12 sometimes or whatever. And that's because the movie option, the movie news kicked back up, and that basically is Black #1. Like, I know Black Mass books, they're horribly off schedule, they're everything. Honestly, one of the only reasons why I'm keeping this book is for some movie buzz, so I don't even know, who knows, it's optioned, so is it going, isn't it? I don't know. Today it's going for 10. Is this going to be Displaced Paranormals in 20 years?
At least you're only sitting on one. I think I'm sitting on 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. Sometimes I will buy multiples, but I'll only put one in the collection. So hopefully this book does have some legs. Hopefully the movie comes out. It is good. But if not, I can't nitpick everything every year. So either way, we're just getting to it. The next book that came out of there actually has no value, but everybody who I ever talk to says that it's basically the best superhero book they've ever read, and that is Black Hammer from Dark Horse. I haven't actually read it yet. I do plan on picking up the trades, but everybody I talk to basically says that this book is like amazing, so I'll hold on to it. The next book that came out of there is actually a book from a movie that I love, and I just picked it up because it was suggested at the time, and that is... And it's actually going for $12 already, and that is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the Jim Food variant, I think is his name. It's not even an incentive, it was just a B cover. It's already going for $12. I really loved the movie back in the day with Johnny Depp. It's a really trippy drug movie, kind of interesting, so I don't know. I thought it was a cool book to keep. The next book is actually going for $32, and I could have put this into the collection immediately because of the kind of buzz and how many people said it was a good book, but that is basically Hillbilly #1. So that's the series by Eric Powell, and it's big. You know, it was big then, it was big now, it's hard to find. So yeah, I figured a first print of #1 would look good in there. Oh, sorry about that. The next book that I'm going to put in there, I also seen going for $32 online, and so I decided to put one of these in there too, and that is basically an Animosity #1 first print. All these books are unread, near mint, that I bought for cover price, so heck, can you really go wrong with an Animosity #1?
I read it. It's a very good story, and I've been reading it since the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, and that's what I basically do. I basically pick up the trades when people tell me the book's good. So now I'll look for the Animosity trade to actually check it out. The next one, I mean, these go for $30 to $60. I don't really think we really need to discuss why it's kept. It's one of the biggest books currently going, even now, like in its subsequent issues. And that is basically 7 to Eternity #1, the cover A. It's going for, like I said, between $30, $60. It goes for all kinds. I don't really think I need to discuss why I'm keeping this. And because I picked them up on the day it came out, I might as well keep the cover B. And I also have the cover C. So the cover C is actually the Andrew Robinson variant, so that's who does that cover. And then this is the Tony Moore variant. So because the book was big, I figured, heck, why not? I'm going to throw all three in there. Can't go wrong. I bought them for cover. So the last one I'm going to pick up is actually going for $70. I don't know why this one, it's kind of an anomaly. It doesn't normally go like this, but maybe someone can kind of fill me in a little more, and that is basically the 7 to Eternity #1, the blank cover variant. I'm not sure why this goes for so much more than other blanks. Maybe it was just that much rarer. I don't know, maybe the way it was packed, like I don't know if you guys can see this, but it actually has a lot of dirt on there, like a lot of dirt. Like it's... But I figured, hey, if I actually get it sketched on, I don't know, you wouldn't see the dirt. I don't even know if I'd get it sketched on. I don't know what the thing is with this. I don't know why it's going for so much. But.
I know the print run's about 45,000, so it's just over 10,000 per cover. Mm-hmm. So the overall, and the individual books are pretty rare when you think of the grand scheme, but 40,000 print run is still pretty significant.
Yeah, exactly. So, but hey, that's a good book. That's a good book. So that pretty much ends the books that I put in there from that holding box. And so the last set of books we're going to get to, we're going to get to this quickly, but The last set of books basically I got from a store called Kamikaze here in town. It's one of my favorite stores to go to. Upstairs they've got this, what I like to call a comic book graveyard, where there's just like hundreds of, not hundreds, sorry, that's a little exaggeration.
Thousands.
Yeah, there's thousands of books up there, and it's all, they just sell them for like half cover at this point, I think, like up there. It's a great place to dig, especially if the book's only a couple years old, so.
And it's an interesting place to find some finds that nobody knows about. And I found books that are 10 years old that all of a sudden became spec, and then you go there and you find it.
And they got like 4 copies.
Yes.
It's crazy. So the first book that I actually pulled out of there, because I actually went there just over the long weekend here, was basically, I'm kind of on a little bit of a Frank Frazetta kick sometimes, so I picked up the Frank Frazetta Death Dealer, and #1. And the reason why I love this book the most and this image is because I don't know why when I was a kid I played Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition. I was like full-on geek, and this image, I don't know if this was in the books. I don't know if his art was in the books, but I just really think D&D when I see this book. So it brings me back. And it's an amazing cover.
I think Frazetta did do some D&D books as well.
I could see him because he's a very, like, that's very fantasy. So I could see him at the time doing like D&D books. Another one I gripped was Moon Maid, which was another Frank Frazetta. They just actually had a bunch, so I just kind of grabbed the covers I was liking. This cover's okay. And then the last Frank Frazetta grab I gripped was actually this Freedom book. And I don't know, I kind of liked the cover. It was nice and white and like too thick gal on it. You know, you can never really complain about that. You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty neat. So the next books that I got out of the graveyard are by this guy named Lucio Perillo. I have a feeling it's actually Perillo or whatever. Like, I don't know, but I don't speak the language. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you that. The first one that I grabbed was Queen Dynamite #10. That's a really nice cover. I grabbed #2, which was another really nice cover. You know, you got the decapitation, flowing red hair. You know me, I love my red. Well, you probably don't, but I do love redheads. Warlord of Mars, #17. Like, come on. This is a bad chick on this cover, man. I don't know if you can see it, but even tied up, like, that's a bad chick, man. Like, yeah, that's a nice cover. So these are all from that Lucio Perillo guy.
Oh, really? I thought it was a Frazetta there.
No, that's another Lucio. These are all actually Lucios.
Similar styles.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I mean. I've kind of been into that whole painted kind of look lately, so. The next one is Warlord of Mars, #21. That's a really nice Lucio cover. And actually, I got lucky in the graveyard, man. They had all these for $2.
Very nice.
Yeah, man, I got lucky. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't think that these series actually go for anything. So, I don't know, but I like it. Warlord of Mars, #30. I don't know if anybody has that down as a bondage cover, but most definitely she's tied up. And that's actually the last. So, that's actually the last book that I got out of that comic graveyard. So the next books that I got, I actually went by my friend's place. Well, I guess we're kind of friends. His name's Steve, and he runs a place called Comic Traders that he just opened up. So these next books are some, like, we had went there last week, and I had grabbed Secret Wars #8, the Greg Hildebrandt variant. I don't know, I just like the cover. I really like, you know, it looks kinetic, you know, Taskmaster swiping at Cap. Her face is a little weird, but overall I do like the cover. I think it's pretty cool. And again, it has a kind of a painted look, which I've been into lately.
I don't know. That cover didn't do anything for me. I saw it, but...
No, you didn't like it?
No, I just didn't... Cap just looks... It looks a little plasticky.
It does look plasticky. It does look plasticky, I will admit. But I don't know. I liked it. And I got it for cover price.
Can't go wrong with cover price.
Nope. The next book goes for about $6 to $10 on eBay, and I don't know, this is something that I just never had, and I really wanted to complete it, and that was basically Kraven's Last Hunt Part 1, which is Web of Spider-Man 31. I think this is only Part 1. I actually don't have any of the parts, so it is something that I will be trying to collect and get.
That was the first Spider-Man series I read as a kid.
Oh, really?
And pulled me into Spider-Man. I didn't know anything about Kraven. And after that, I was hooked.
Yeah, because Kraven in this series is, like, totally bad, too.
And the art by Zek is just amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good book. So the next book you can usually find for about $10, and I got this again at Comic Traders, and that is Wolverine Origins #10, the Arthur Sudan variant. And this is basically the first Dakin. son of Wolverine. So it's not the third claw variant. I'm still kind of, I will get that. That's the 1 to 100, but for now this one is okay.
I think this one's underrated. As nice as the third claw variant and the second claw cover is, this actually shows Dakin on the cover.
Yeah, and actually art-wise, it is definitely the best. Because even the third claw, it's good and everything, but it is just a hand on a white back. Like, this actually has, like, this is a good painted art cover.
Is that a 1 in 15 or 1 in 25?
I think it was a 1 in 15. I don't even think this was a 1 in 25, so. But
underrated book in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So the next book was a little bit of a book, a spec book. Like, definitely, I would have never picked this up, but supposedly there's a movie option that's supposed to be coming with it. And it is going for on eBay for $15 a piece, and I got it for much less than that. And that is this Clone #1. And I've got to be 100% honest, like, I do a lot of my shopping with Mark from the On the Mark series. You probably know him, he's behind the camera right now, and basically, he's the one who told me about this book. So I'm grabbed it purely on that. I don't even know if it's going to become anything. We all don't know. Like, the crystal ball's never 100% clear. But for the price that I ended up getting this for, it is somewhat rare, I guess. People do look for it quite a bit. So I am happy to have it.
And now that Robert Kirkman's properties have been picked up by Amazon Prime, this is a Skybound book. And this is one that was originally optioned. I think it's been optioned twice already.
Oh, okay. So now it's like now if it has like a Netflix or sorry an Amazon leg, like it's probably have a lot more chance to come out.
And it was supposed to be a TV show, and then I think it fell out of option. But I think now that Prime is there and some money is behind it, you never know.
Awesome.
Cheap book to get into.
Have you ever read this book? Has anybody here read this? Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it is a good book. I don't know. I'll definitely have to check out the trade. I grabbed that purely on Friends. Friends, what's the word I'm looking for? Recommendation, that's the word I was looking for. So the next book I also grabbed up from Comic Traders. These are just filling holes. Like I said, I'm starting from scratch, and that is Batman 656, which is the first full Damian Wayne. Yeah, it's just that. I collect all kinds of first appearances, minor or not. So I was happy with this book. You know, eventually I hope to get the variant, but this was a cheap, you know, it wasn't very expensive or anything like that, and I'm happy to have it. 655
is what they touting as the first appearance, but really it's Damien in a shadow, and I think it's a terrible first appearance. Yeah. I would consider that a cameo. Yeah. This should be the first appearance.
And I think that's why the first full, right? Like now we're starting to get into like terminology like that, you know what I mean? So that's why I think they kind of went like that. So the next book I picked up actually was, these are just some random pickups, online type stuff. So me, like everybody, I'm an Adam Hughes whore, so I'm always trying to, like, collect his runs and everything like that. So I actually picked up out of like a $2 bin somewhere, Wonder Woman 195. It's not a super Adam Hughes cover, but it still fills a hole. It's still another Hughes cover that I really wanted to get into.
I do like that reflection of Wonder Woman in the helmet. That is pretty cool how we did that.
Yeah, it is really cool. And I even, actually, the helmet, the whole, like, as always, his art's stunning. There's no real question, but yeah, it's a great book. The next book I don't get. I got this book for like $4, $5, and on eBay it's going for $15, but that is Astonishing X-Men 43, which is basically just the regular Arthur Adams cover of like Emma Frost or whatever, White Queen, I don't know.
I find people are going crazy over Art Adams these days.
Yeah, I know.
His newer stuff. I'm the opposite. I prefer his old stuff, which is worth nothing, but I'd rather collect that stuff.
Same here, like, because even in these books, like, I don't know, something that just doesn't strike me good with the face
eyes
here.
And,
the face is really weird to me. The bosom's fine. No, I'm just playing. But the face is just kind of really weird to me, but hey, man, for $5 on Art Adams, hey, I had to grab it. And last but not least, these are actually some books that I had gotten from a friend of mine, Murray G., who had went to Fan Expo, and he actually got me this next set, and it's going for roughly about $170 on eBay already. And so I'm really happy to have it, and I actually really like these covers, and that is the Dark Knight's Metal Aspen Michael Turner exclusive connecting variants. These actually have, I think they were supposed to be limited specifically, but I guess the reason why they're starting to go for more is because, like, I guess there was a lot of print run damages. So this first one, because it was a 3-book set, this first one is actually, they say, is limited to 1,000 due to print run damages. And I actually think this is a really nice image of Batman. I really like the Turner. And actually, I really like the cover too. Like, if you actually pull it out of here, it's almost on like a card stock. It's not really on just paper, which makes it feel more substantial to me. So that's the first book in the set. The second book in the set is the Wonder Woman, and due to the print run damages, this is actually limited to 1,500, and it's part of the same set. And then last but not least, the most limited, so I assume it must have had the most damages, is actually the Superman book, and this is actually is limited to 750 because of the damages. So I don't know if that's maybe why the entire set has gone so much up in price, but I'm not 100% sure, but basically, yeah, man. That's my haul, and alright guys, well, thanks for tuning in to my very first haul video. And as you know, it's called Road to 100K, so every episode I will be kind of updating the total of my collection. Before I tell you the total, though, I just want to say 2 things. So, first of all, my total is being derived from Comic Book Realm because that is just the easiest way to chart it. Like, they kind of still go with the trends. The books go up and down. I'm really not going to try to go on to eBay every week. And, like, the eBay values I gave you have nothing to do with the total. This is all a Comic Book Realm total. I know Comic Book Realm may become grossly inaccurate. I'm not even worried about that. This is just a benchmark, man. The value really doesn't matter here. This is just something fun to see, where a benchmark for myself. Basically, there are books on Comic Book Realm that go for $4 that are $30 on eBay, and then there's books that are $4 on eBay that are $30 on Comic Realm. So I hope at the end of the day it kind of does like balance out. But today's grand total, day 1, it was a big day. My first total is actually $660, $650 towards $100,000. So that's kind of an ominous number. Thank God the 50 cents was in there. It's not just a straight 666.
So after 100 hauls, you'll have your total?
I should have my whole total, and if I do them every 2 weeks, yeah, we're just looking at a couple years, and I don't know if I could keep this up. You know what I mean? I kind of spent a lot of money on books this week, so it's not really the norm. So, but yeah, man, thanks for checking in. Thanks for tuning in, checking out my haul. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like. Make sure to hit the notification bell. And make sure to check out www.saddlecitycomics.com. We'll be coming out with other shows. We got podcasts coming. We got everything coming. So make sure you stay tuned. And I'm going to go for now. I'm Tavis, and I got Mark with me.
Have a good one.
You guys have a good one.
Take care.